Good day, this is Massex with a brand new Umamusume Pretty Derby video. Yes, global is approximately 10 days or less from launching, and we finally got our first major update from the development slash publishing team at this point that kind of is going to give us an overview of what we are looking at when this releases globally. Now, with that, let's go ahead and get right into it. Basically states, dear trainers, today we'd like to share with you a little bit about our plans for the English version of Umamusume Pretty Derby. Pacing, and this is incredibly important. First, you can expect to see all the same events and scouts as in the Japanese version. However, we want you to experience the latest content sooner rather than later. So, content will be released at a faster pace with shorter gaps in between events and scouts, but the durations of the events and scouts themselves will be the same as they originally were in the Japanese version. Now let's stop there. Marrying on what you have played over the last year, you may know there's been quite a few games that have come out, usually Japanese based, that have been out for quite some time and have done something similar. Some successful at doing it, some not so. If you played Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, for instance, they were able to get a year's worth of content into the first 6 months, but they had a lot of hiccups those first 60 days because their transparency, their roadmap, etc. wasn't as clear as it needed to be to give a level of comfort to the players, because the banners, of course, in turn came out faster than they had in their counterpart in Japan. Now, a polar opposite of that was Heaven Burns Red. Same thing, came out and kind of was, lack of a better term, speed running content because there was already multiple years out there in Japan, and they did it very transparently and it went very fluently and worked well. So let's hope that this team really understands the importance of transparency so there's no confusion. Let's go ahead and move on. Expected features. Second, the English version will have the following features available on release: landscape mode in races, that's awesome, and jukebox. This is very similar to Heaven Burns Red. When they released, they did not release the original version of the game. It had already come out in multiple updates in Japan, and they chose the update that they thought was most appropriate to start with. So it sounds like they're doing something similar here with the global launch. We also plan to selectively implement other new features and quality of life changes earlier than in the Japanese version going forward. For example, we're already working on the guided career feature, which the Japanese version didn't receive until its 4th anniversary. We'll keep you updated on when you can expect to see it in game. Now, that's also something a little bit more similar to Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade when it came out. They started with the original version, but then we're implementing pieces much quicker than, of course, happened in Japan. So I like to see that, and hopefully they have already built a roadmap internally that they believe are the features that are going to be needed sooner than later if they are going to push content out at a much more expedited basis. Cross-platform. Lastly, the English version will feature cross-platform play between mobile and PC. That's awesome. You can use the same account to play on either platform. With your input and support, we hope to deliver a player-friendly experience to trainers around the globe. Thank you for your patience, and we'll see you at Trainees Academy soon. Honestly, as a whole, that is awesome. I'm glad that they're getting something out to us with that launch coming on June 26th. So we're going to start to have a gauge of what to look into. Plus, hopefully they will give us a more detailed roadmap either prior to launch or very closely after launch, so we can really start planning out the banners, especially if they're going to be coming out a little bit quicker. That will be helpful for free-to-play players as well as light spenders, as you would hope, because you're going to need to really plan your future when you're doing this and with this game itself. But good news all around that you're going to be able to play it on Steam, and it'll be cross-platform with your mobile. That's just excellent to have that option available to you. Let me know your thoughts. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.